Saber Interactive makes tons of different games, and one of those is a series of simulation management games. Last year, they released Roadcraft, which you would use different vehicles to restore sites devastated by natural disasters. And today we have the newest game in the simulation series, Docked. In this game, you're going to be in charge of a shipping dock, which means you're going to be moving shipping containers left and right and managing the entire dock. And if you're a fan of Roadcraft or other Saber Interactive simulation titles, you're going to really love this game. And that includes on the Steam Deck. So in this video, we're going to go over what kind of performance you can expect to have on the Steam Deck and whether it's worth playing on the go. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified as soon as our next video goes live. Docked was provided by Saber Interactive for review, and you can check out our full written review over on our website. Thank you. So let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. Is it playable on the Steam Deck? And surprisingly, it is. Despite these kind of simulation games having a lot of controls, they're all plainly laid out and really easy to get used to using a controller. The game will also support 1280 by 800 resolution, so there's no black borders at the top or bottom of the screen, which, while it isn't something I need to enjoy a game on the Steam Deck, it is very nice. However, when it comes to actual performance, we are going to have a little bit of compromise to get a playable experience. So expect to run the game at the very low preset, and this is going to be necessary to maintain a stable 30 frames per second. However, it is stable regardless, which for a lot of modern titles that are coming out nowadays is pretty great. As for the battery drain throughout playing the game, it's really going to depend on the mission type. For missions where you're closer to the ground, it's going to end up using more power than, for example, using the crane which lifts cargo into the air. However, you can generally expect a drain of about 17 to 21 watts on the battery, with some spikes up to 23 watts. Translated to full-on battery life, for a Steam Deck OLED, you can expect around 2.5 hours of battery life, but for Steam Deck LCD, expect around 1.5 hours. So while we are going to need the very low preset to stay at 30 frames per second, which can be had throughout the entire game, it does still look pretty nice. Could it look better? Of course, but if you're looking for a portable experience for a game like this on the Steam Deck, this is going to be a great way to play it. So ultimately, we would say that this is a playable game on the Steam Deck, and it is possible to play at a stable 30 frames per second, while yes, it's going to be on the very low settings, but it still looks pretty great. Battery life is not going to be super high, which is kind of a shame, as I'm personally someone who loves being able to keep playing for hours on hours without draining the battery immediately, but this is still going to be a playable experience, especially if you're just in bed playing for like a mission or two at a time. So ultimately, given the nature of the game, even though there are some compromises to actually be able to play it at a stable frame rate on the go, it doesn't really harm the experience much. And if you're a fan of Saber Interactive simulation management games like Roadcraft or SnowRunner, you are going to really enjoy this one. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified as soon as our next video goes live. And a huge thank you to our patrons. You guys are awesome. See you next time.